What's up, everybody? I'm BK, and I've got a doozy of a video today that might, I don't know, spawn a bunch of hate comments. But I was really curious to see what people had to say. This is something I'd rather engage with the community with, and then I think I'll also bring up in this coming up Friday's podcast, talking with Freddie about this. I think it's an interesting topic, and I'm really curious to see what you guys have to say about it. So let's get right into it. Okay. All right, so if I turn this on, y'all, and we're gonna start off right here. This is from a developer. So my question is the Xbox Series S actually holding back next gen? Or is the Xbox Series S holding back the Xbox Series X? And it's interesting because there's been more talk on this, especially with Baldur's Gate 3 being out. This is from a long time ago. This is like from 2022. But this is a developer who said that multi-platform games always have to optimize for the lowest performer, right? And so if we look at that, and people were talking about this back when the Series S was released. We look at a latest article from Paul Tassi that came from Twitter. He said Microsoft Xbox Series S demands are now handing Sony free wins. And I almost think I have to agree with him. Larian Studios straight up came out and said Baldur's Gate 3 is not releasing on the Xbox because they cannot get co-op to work on the S, and they are getting there. But everybody on Xbox is going to have to wait until they figure out how to make co-op work on the Xbox Series S before it can ever release on the Xbox Series X. So that is why you are waiting for what may possibly be 2023 Game of the Year. Sony is not getting it because of some exclusivity deal. Sony is getting it first because it's just a PlayStation 5 and they can get it to work on the PlayStation 5. Xbox can't get it because it has to be on the S. And I'm curious to know if anybody else feels as well. There's a couple of articles called Xbox and PlayStation. I'm sorry, are called the Xbox Series S is holding the Xbox back. And then if you think about Remnant 2, this is nobody has said this. Nobody has said this. Nobody's come out and said this. But I also wonder if the patch on the Xbox's problem is that it has to also patch the S, which I know is having horrible performance. And again, I'm not saying that anybody who bought an S doesn't deserve good games. I am just curious if what Microsoft is doing with the S and trying to make it this cheaper next gen option was really the right idea in a world where it seems like the more fidelity games become, the harder the S is having at doing that. And if that is causing the delays you see in like patches for Remnant 2, and the fact that obviously we know for a fact now that Baldur's Gate 3 is not coming to the Xbox until they can get it to work on the S. And when I saw that, I just really started thinking, like, man, I wonder if that's why PlayStation also got the patch for Remnant already. I wonder if something happened with the Remnant patch with the S, and they were like, "Oh my God, this isn't working," because I know performance on the S as well has been hurting really bad. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely bring this up in the podcast, but I wanted to bring it up to the community too. I wanted to bring this up to anybody who clicks on this video. Sound off in the comments and let me know if you think the Xbox Series S is holding back Xbox, or if you think that's how it was promoted. It plays other games at 60 FPS. It should continue to do so. I'm at BK. Until next time, I hope everybody has a great weekend. Happy Sunday.